Hello, Periscope. I'm Dylan Patel,
And I'm Tamina Stoll, and we're both Duke students.
and welcome to K-Ville, the makeshift tent city that springs up around our basketball stadium here at Duke every winter. Some of us like to call it our second homes.
Well, you don't, Dylan, because you've never attended before, and you're probably not gonna attend this year either because you're a senior.
Well, I have tented, for the record, but not for the UNC game.
For a night? Just one night, maybe? I've done it for 4 weeks last year.
I've done like 2 nights for Ohio State. I did like 3 nights for the Miami game. I did like 1 night for NC State. So I've like spent like 4 nights in K-Ville.
Yeah, but I still think there are some people that are more pros than you are still. So why don't we just check it out and see what people in Cable are up to?
Yeah. Should we tell the nice Periscope people what K-Ville is about? As the expert here.
Oh, yeah, sure. So, basically what K-Ville is all about. So K-Ville stands for Krzyzewskiville, which is obviously named after our great basketball head coach, Mike Krzyzewski. And every year, students start tenting sometime in January to get access to the famous Duke UNC game. The Duke UNC rivalry is considered to be one of the greatest sports rivalries in the entire world. And yeah, it's basically students sleeping in tents for up to 8 weeks, depending on how long the season is. This year's season is super long because our home game happens to be the second game. And yeah, it's cold because it's January and February, but people are still willing to do it because they love Duke basketball.
It's very cold and freezing, actually. So the entire K-Ville fits about 100 tents, and each tent is meant to have 12 students each. Right now, I think we're in blue tenting. Is that correct?
Yes. Blue tenting has actually just started.
Okay, so blue tenting just started. So during black tenting, almost all of your 12 people have to be there every night.
Not almost all of them have to be in the tent.
What if you're sick?
Well, that kind of sucks. You have to find someone else who can replace you for that night. Usually, even though the rules are strict, if there's an emergency, usually people can fill in for you.
Wow, that sucks. But during blue tenting, which just started, now it's only 6 out of your 12, which is a welcome change. But the game is still almost a month away, and as you can see here, even though Duke has not been playing as well as we have in the past 8 years, there's still a pretty good turnout and lots of people willing to brave the cold weather and really show their support for our team, which shows...
Because, fall is life. That's how it is here at Duke.
Really shows how passionate our fans are. So, should we go talk to some people?
Oh, yeah. Who do you want to talk to first?
What about these walk-up line people?
Oh.
So, just so we know, there's 2 things going on right now. There's a tents happening for the Duke UNC game, which will happen later on in March. And there's also a game tonight against Louisville, our ranked ACC opponent. So as you see here, there's some people lined up for the game. There's a bunch more you don't see just chilling out in their tents. And then there's also people that adjusted line for the UNC game, which is still in a couple weeks. So I'm going to go see if you'll find some friends, Tamina.
Yeah, there are 2 lovely ladies sitting on the floor. Let's go say hi. What do you think? Hello! What's up? How are you doing?
Cold, but we're managing.
Do you want to briefly introduce yourselves?
I'm Frederica. I'm an international student from Germany.
Yay! I'm also from Germany, by the way, so yay! Who are you?
I'm Maria. I'm also an international student from Brazil.
Cool. So this is your first time. You just came to Duke basically last semester.
We're not on exchange for 2 semesters. This is our second now.
But you're already sucked into the whole Duke basketball culture, right?
I was before actually. I got into it. I actually got up last year for the championship game. Even though we have 6 hours time difference, and watched the game in the middle of the night, the championship game, I mean.
See, people, that's what I'm talking about. That is true Blue Devil love and dedication, yeah. So what about you? Did you know anything about Duke basketball before you came to the States?
I knew that Duke basketball was one of the best ones from college basketball, but I was not into it, so I'm kind of new to this whole thing, yeah.
What do you think?
I really like so far. I never pledged myself for a person that watch sports, but well, I'm here and I've been here to almost all the games, so
that's amazing. What do you love best?
I guess the craziness. Yeah, I would say that all people cheering for the team, and it doesn't matter if we win or we lose. it like they don't get overly sad about that. Are still here and they're still coming to the games.
That's amazing. So how long have you been out for today?
I got lunch after class, and then I came here. So like, when did we start? Like almost 2 hours ago. But yeah,
And
as soon as possible.
tip-off is at 7, am I correct? Okay, so still like 3 hours to go. Is there anything else you want to share with us?
I mean, we're gonna attend because there's only one chance we get as exchange students to go to a UNC game. So we're starting on Sunday. It's gonna be interesting because it's gonna get even colder towards the end of the week, and I'm not looking forward to the cold, but very much to the game.
Well, good luck with everything, and thank you so much for sharing your stories with us. Enjoy the game. All right. So
Meet our friends over there and see
yes,
what they're up
yes.
to?
Why don't you talk to them now?
Yeah, sure. Did they escape inside of their tent? They said we can knock on the door, so.
Let's try it.
Oh, whoop, found a friend. These are all more tents. Normally this whole K-Ville becomes like a muddy pit, and this is actually one of the nicer days, so.
Surely didn't look like this last year when I tented.
Way more muddy when you tented.
Oh yeah, it was so muddy.
Yeah, sure. Oh, great. So, you got time now for some questions? Cool. Can you introduce yourself to our Periscope audience?
Oh, I'm Peter from Tent AA.
Tent what?
AA.
AA. Why is it called Tent AA?
So we're the first tents to start blue tenting, and what they do is they don't give us a number yet officially, so they'll give us the letters, and then we compete in a trivia quiz, and then the winners of the trivia quiz get the higher tenting seed to go on a camera.
Have you prepared for this trivia quiz?
Yes. No, not at all.
I think my freshman year the question was, what are the lyrics of the alma mater? And like 2 tents got it, and that was it. And that determined like who was first and second. So we actually have some questions coming in on our Periscope, and a recent one was a Duke parent wants to know, what kind of things do they send the care package over to K-Ville if they have a student in your situation? What are you looking for?
Sure. I just say anything warm, really. Hand warmers, feet warmers are always nice. Blankets. Nice food, I guess, too, is always good. So, yeah.
Is this your first year tenting?
No, this is my second.
What did you bring to tenting this year that you did not have last year? What did you learn?
Yeah, a lot more layers. A lot more layers this year. So, last night I was in the tent. It was 30 degrees. I think I had 3 layers of pants on, 3 layers of shirts on, so nice and warm.
So I've actually noticed your tent placement here. And I'm curious, what made you not land up against the sidewalk like it seems many other people have done?
Our kind of reasoning is over on the sidewalk there's sort of divots, if you can see. And over there that's sort of where water will pool up. So our thought was if we put it in the middle when it starts to rain, we won't have any water problems like we have in past years.
Cool. And did you get a whole, do you have wooden planks under your tent as well?
Yeah, we do.
Very cool. Any way we can see inside your tent a little?
Sure. I think I have a friend in there right now if you just want to come back in a few minutes.
Cool.
So.
Sounds good. Thanks so much.
Yep, no problem.
So, shall we find some more happy tenters?
Yes, happy.
I mean, this is actually one of the warmer days, so I'm sure they're in a not terrible mood. And there's a game tonight. I'd be pretty excited. Got any questions coming in, Dom, from that?
Yeah, so the same person that asked about the care package assessment, they want to know where can they send it. This is more of a logistical question. They want to know, should they send it to the tent or should they send it to the dorm room?
Well, it's kind of impossible to send stuff to the actual tents. So I would suggest to just send it to the dorm rooms or their to the box office. Like students, they're not here 24/7. They still have to go to school to class. So they might as well go check their mailbox. So yeah.
However, if you do know your student is gonna be here, sending them like a warm pizza would be great.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
That'd be like an awesome idea, like really hot, like pizza, chicken wings, like that's what I'd want.
Oh yeah, like I've done that multiple times last year. Just you just like pick up the phone and call, I don't know, Domino's, Papa John's, and or do you want it delivered to? K-Ville. Oh, I gotcha. Well, we'll be on our way, so that's always fun.
Yeah, it's actually funny how like the delivery people know that delivering to K-Ville is a very normal thing. Also in K-Ville, you can't really see anything, but there's Wi-Fi capabilities all around. But power outlets is still kind of an issue sometimes.
Yeah, but Wi-Fi is so important, especially if you're a black tenter and you're really out here for 8 weeks. You have to do some work in the tent at some point. It's not always easy, it's just, sometimes you just want to go to sleep instead or chat with your friends, but, we're Duke students, so that work is kind of a given thing for us.
Yay, it's cool. So, do you want to tell them a little more at K-Ville while I go find our next participant? About your time tenting here?
Sure, I would
Great.
love to. So, yeah, I attended last year. I was a dirty black tenter, so I was kind of, in the period between black tenting and blue tenting, and it was a lot of fun. Like, my friend Igor and I, we joined an already existing team of 10 people. They happened to be freshmen, so they all lived on East. So they always had to take the bus to get here, and for me it was actually super convenient because I lived 2 minutes away from K-Ville last year. But it was a really great bonding experience. We had a great time. We all, we're still in touch, and every time I see them on campus, it's just great to say hi or to get lunch. So, yeah, it was awesome. So, oh yeah, Dylan seems to have found more people we can talk to,
We got our friend Jack over here. Who's gonna
Jack.
show us how to
Oh, cool. Hello, Jack. How are you?
I'm good.
You're good? Okay.
Stay warm out here.
Yeah, so, how's it going?
It's been going pretty well. The week started off pretty warm. I'm doing blue tenting, by the way, so we've only been out here a week, but we've got a long stretch ahead of us. But so yeah, it started off warm, been getting a little chilly. We've had to double up on blankets and everything at night.
Is this your first year tenting?
This is my first year tenting, yeah. So picked a long season to start, but I think it'll be really fun at the game.
Long season, and it's not the best that we've ever been.
It's not the best, but I figure if you can't support a team when they're not doing so hot, then I wanna be there for my Blue Devils. So
That's wonderful. I love the Blue Devil spirit. I really do. So, have you already had any really miserable experiences while you were out here?
other than the severe cold, not really. The last week has actually been pretty easy as far as checks. We've only had 1 or 2 every night. I'm betting that once tents start showing up closer to the game, we're going to have 4 or 5 even, and I'm really not looking forward to that. But
yeah, the worst feeling is like you're cuddled up in your blanket, and like, the 3 nights I've spent out here. You're like cuddled up in your blanket, and you're finally warm, and it's that siren, like, doo-doo-doo, wee, wee, wee.
No, the best thing is actually when you've just fallen asleep, and then 10 minutes later they have a tent check, and you're just like, oh, what? No. Oh, there's another question coming in. Cool. Do the players ever come out and visit students?
I have not experienced this. Some of my friends in another tent had Nolan Smith bring them Krispy Kreme donuts, and some of the team managers on the first night while we were setting up brought us a bunch of chicken sandwiches just to have. But we haven't been visited by any of the players yet, so fingers crossed,
Brendan Ingram just stopped by that tent over there, so... Just so-
Oh, wow, is he still
my
there?
position is clearly inferior. He's not going to come over here. But
Do you like it so far?
yeah, I think it's been a really good experience. It's honestly been less bad than I was thinking it was going to be. So I never would have done this until I was convinced by my friends to try it, and so I'm like, yeah, they were right. It wasn't as bad as I was thinking it was going to be.
Was it difficult to come up with a tenting schedule that also fits everyone's, class schedules?
Yeah, it was a little tricky. We're definitely still working on it. I had 30 messages in the group me when I got done with class just now. But yeah, so I think we've got a good group that's happy to cover for one another and work together to get something that works for everybody.
Have you missed a tent check yet?
We have not, fingers crossed, but there's still many weeks of tenting left, so here's hoping though.
Well, good luck with everything, and thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Right. Awesome.
So, should we call it a wrap?
So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching us walking around K-Ville. We hope you've got some good insights into the tenting life here at Duke. Do you want to add?
You should tune in tonight at 7 to support the Blue Devils against Louisville. Should be a good game. A lot of good games coming up as we hopefully get back on that AP poll. Fingers crossed. And then up against Carolina next Wednesday. So a lot of big games coming up.